This episode of the Helping Healing Humor podcast is brought to you in partnership with ministryleague.com. We would love for more people to discover this show, so please rate and review us on iTunes or your podcast provider. Feel free to share on your social media and subscribe at benandtravis.com for the free ebook, 28 Days of Focused Living.
Welcome into the Helping Healing Humor podcast with Ben and Travis. We come to you from Ben Hayes' parents' home, Ben Hayes' old bedroom.
The old bedroom. It obviously did not look like this. There's an iron in here now. So yeah, not the same room as it was growing up.
Yeah, no.
This was mine for a little while. Then I was in the other
Then
one.
you were in the next door. But,
yeah.
there was a lot of Godzilla on G.I. Joe crime.
That
right
Godzilla is still here somewhere.
Still in here somewhere.
It is.
But we wanted to jump on and wish all of you and yours a happy Thanksgiving. We're not going to do a full episode, but we did think we'd jump on and talk a little bit about Thanksgiving, maybe what we're thankful for this year, and maybe a Thanksgiving memory. I'm going to, I think that you can go with anything you're thankful for. You could go with health and all that wonderful stuff, but just to kind of pluck something out of the air, I am thankful for the opportunity to get to hang out with you guys on a regular basis. That's something that we've talked a little bit about. And, as much as COVID stinks and we're not thankful for that at all, we've been able to hang out a lot via Zoom, do this podcast, and which leads me to another, and I hope I'm not stealing yours.
You
Maybe
go ahead.
Can play off of this, but our time together growing up on Thanksgiving meant football and playing out in the front yard and, the old starting quarterback and the wide receiver here.
Arm's not the same anymore as it used to be.
But leaves on the ground, catching passes, watching the Iron Bowl eventually. That sometimes went our way, sometimes not. Probably more so not growing up.
Yeah.
These young bucks that don't know about all that.
Yeah, it's really weird. Now it just, Auburn gets the win every so often, but back then it was like we almost take that for granted. And there was a lot of them. What was it, 6 in a row? When we were kids, and not just that, but all the other games too. I mean, I remember when we lived in Tennessee, that word you don't like to use. They beat us a lot, back in those days. So yeah, it's been a really fun run. I know it won't last forever. So people talk about Alabama. They talk about how, it's we're spoiled. I'm not spoiled. I'm loving it. And I know one day it will go away. So I'm enjoying every moment of it.
I'm thankful for the wins that aren't close, like the New Mexico State today.
That was nice.
I like the ones that are in hand. Some people are like, that's boring, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But we're not gamers. We want Alabama to run away with it. Ben, what are you thankful for 2021?
2021, I'm thankful that we just had normal life for the most part in 2021. Like it's been nice to be able to go and do a lot of the things that we haven't been able to do. We just had M2Y a couple of weeks ago, and it was probably our best one. I hate that there's still a lot of people who are having to deal with COVID. I hate that there's a lot of communities that are still having to deal with it. But I am thankful that we're able to get at least some normalcy this year. It's been nice to go to ball games. It's been nice to watch ball games that were packed and crowded with people. It's a whole lot more fun here. I didn't realize how much you missed the crowd noise in the games even when you're just watching them on TV. I saw somebody replaying a game from last year, and I'd already forgotten that they didn't have people in the stands in some of the games. And I thought they were like, it was a scrimmage game. And then I realized that was clips from last year. So I think just being able to generally be together again, enjoyed the Zoom part. He's already mentioned us getting to podcast. That was probably a result of COVID, or at least us kind of taking it on and doing more with it. So I'm thankful for that opportunity, but man, I'm just glad to be back with people, church, games.
Yeah, it's been good
school.
To get out and go see some of you folks that listen to the podcast, and we're just so encouraged by the wonderful, nice things that you guys say to us about that. Ben, you got a memory that pops out, maybe a more specific one than what I gave, kind of a general Thanksgiving
I don't,
memory?
I don't know. Anybody who knows me knows my memory's not super great, but mine was just always going to. Sometimes it was at people's houses. Sometimes we were at because we come from a very large family. We would go to community centers and churches a lot of times on Thanksgiving, and eat. Because if you don't know this, Travis's mom and my dad are brother and sister, and there was 11 of them, and has been 11 of them until this past year, when Clayton, our uncle, oldest uncle, passed away. And before that, all 11 were still around. And when we had family get-togethers, it was quite an event. So when the houses got a little bit too cramped because of not just the kids and grandkids, but then great grandkids and then great great grandkids, and we started doing stuff at community centers. And so I guess mine would just be that being together, that all the family coming together, eating, heckling each other. There were a few people who weren't Alabama fans in the crowd, and so there'd be a little bit of that. And then there was always those breakout football games outside. In the Hayes family, there was some singings that broke out occasionally. I don't know if how much on Thanksgiving, but we would do that on some of the other get-togethers. And then I guess my other big thing, my big memory since I've been kind of in I guess dating and married life, is a big tradition. Is my father-in-law and I go hunt every Black Friday. So the day after Thanksgiving, everybody else goes to the crowded places. And my wife loves that, and I absolutely hate going to Walmart on a normal day, much less on Black Friday. So we go to the woods and get away.
Perfect blend there.
Yeah.
And I'll say to the family get-togethers, if you guys think that we're goofy or annoying or both,
we got it from somewhere.
Pretty much where that came. I'm not going to throw out any specific names to throw anybody under the bus, but that's where a lot of that came from.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
As I stated as we started, we're thankful for you listening to this podcast. We're thankful for all of your support, and we are obviously excited. Hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving, Ben.
Well, I wanted to ask you, what's your Thanksgiving? I mean, we got to know, what are you going to go with for food on Thanksgiving? What's your Thanksgiving food?
I'm going to go. My mother-in-law does a turkey that she has a based. This may sound weird for some people, but it's orange juice and it's like some Cajun flavoring, and I don't know what all goes into it, but it is amazing.
Fantastic.
Like tryptophan central. Like I'm gonna eat so much of that turkey that I won't even want to look at a turkey for weeks. But it's so good.
I'm a fan of turkey too. If it's done right, there's a couple of people who do some like, I think it's like deep fried turkey or something like that. It's got a little bit more moisture in it. Turkey's just one of those things I like, but you got to be careful. It doesn't always have the right moisture in it. But my go-to is probably, I like dressing. If it's got cranberry sauce, got to have some cranberry sauce. That's the best. But it's hard to beat a well done sweet potato casserole with some pecan, that layer of pecan crust stuff.
And I'm a guy, you don't even have to put anything on a sweet potato. So if you throw in that
other
stuff,
you have to put that.
I mean, that's even above and beyond. So hopefully, let us know, reply, send us a comment, let us know what your favorite Thanksgiving food is. I do have friends,
some good memories. You could share those.
Yeah, I do have friends who say that if Thanksgiving food was so good, we'd eat it all year round. So they kind of debate.
I think we would get. Well, I mean, in the South we do.
Yeah.
I mean, I go all kinds of places and you get turkey. I've seen turkey. It's just so much to like fix. It's difficult. And then, green beans, the potato casserole, sweet potato casserole. What else do we have? The dressing. I mean, I go in places all the time that have that mashed potatoes. I mean, I don't know what we don't eat in the South now. Somebody mentioned something about Northern food the other day, and I was like, what is Northern food? Like, I don't even know what Northern food is. I've been up north.
I've had apple pie with cheese on it. Does that count as north? It's like Wisconsin. But I think other people do that.
I don't know. That's weird. Although I grew up eating pears with cream cheese. No, not cream cheese. Cottage cheese. in the pairs or something. So I mean, I can't judge.
Well,
But anyway,
whatever your tradition is, we hope that you enjoy it and that it's a blast. And our prayer is for you to remember all the things that you're grateful for. We've obviously been doing some of the Thanksgiving, most grateful Thanksgiving challenge. If you've been doing that alongside us, whatever you've been able to do, we appreciate that. And we just want to be sure to share our love and our thanks for you. You guys have a great holiday, and we'll talk to you soon. Ready to thrive in your ministry work? Heritage Christian University has just released their upcoming spring semester course offerings. Courses such as History of the Bible with Wayne Kilpatrick, Marriage and Family Counseling with Jeffrey Brothers, or Acts with Justin Guin. To see all the classes available, visit www.hcu.edu or email media@hcu.edu for more information. Nearly all of these classes were created to be taken remotely, so no matter your schedule or location, you can be a part of learning more about the Bible this year. The deadline to apply is December 1st, so don't wait. Apply today.
thanks for being with us for this episode of the Helping Healing Humor podcast. Be sure to download our free ebook, 28 Days of Focused Living, at benandtravis.com and receive all of our Helping Healing and Humor extra content directly in your inbox. We look forward to having you join us at the same Ben and Travis time, same Ben and Travis channel.